Good afternoon, lovelies, and welcome to another one of those videos where I just jump in here and show you something new. Now, this one's actually not necessarily something new. This is something that I touched on probably a few years ago, but I thought I would revisit it as it was shown again to me, and I realized that maybe some people haven't seen this technique. So, hello, my name is Charlotte, and I'm about to show you a super simple way of making really pretty cards, and then I'm going to show you some ways of dressing them up a bit. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope that you give it a go. Let's dive right in. Now, this technique has been called rip, flip, stick. Try saying that 6 times really fast. First of all, I'm going to show you some of the cards that I've made. So here's one, and the paper that I'm using is from the Current Close to My Heart catalogue, so from the March-April catalogue, and it's really, really pretty paper. I'm just going to show you an overview of them all, and then I'll go a little bit more into detail. Hello to everyone who's watching live, and hello to all of those who end up coming in on the replay. So these are all cards that I made with this rip, flip, stick. I've got to think about it as I say it, technique. You may have noticed something similar about them all, and that's that they've got 2 pattern papers on them and there's a rip in them. Now, if you've never ripped paper before, it's okay. I used to hate ripping paper. Now I don't mind it. Let me just quickly talk through what I've done. So I'm going to show you, but I've ripped the paper, I've stuck it down, and I've also just done some embellishments. I've also mounted it onto a card. So this one's mounted onto a card. The mounting piece that I've done, the card topper, is actually the same size as my card. So I'm using cards that are 5.5 by 4.25 inch wide, and I'm starting with a piece of pattern paper that is 4 inches by 6 inches. So I'm just going to show you here, these are from our current mix-in papers. Let me pick that one up as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. So they're all the 6 mix-in papers. Now you can use any papers, anything you've got lying around, as long as it is double-sided. So the beautiful thing about these papers is they are all double-sided and they're gorgeous papers. The mix-ins go really well with the papers that I just showed you that I made cards out of, depending on what paper suite you're doing. Today I'm going to use this one here. So this is actually lemonade and white. And all I've done is I've cut a piece of cardstock that is 4.25 inches by 5.5. So it's the same size as my card base. So this is one of my card bases. I'm just folding it in half. Not very accurately, but that's okay. I want to try and keep this video a bit quicker than my last. So all I need to do is grab my piece of 4 inch by 6 inch piece of pattern paper, and you can see it's slightly smaller width-wise, but it's certainly longer than this one. And then just rip it roughly in half, third, whatever you want. You can give it a little bit of a shape or not. So I rip it, I flip it, and I stick it. Now, depending on which way up I want to go, it doesn't really matter. That's completely up to you, your choice. If you want this one longer, if you want that one longer, however you want to do it. So I'm just going to muck around a little bit with it and work out, do I want the rip showing? Do I not? Yada, 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 yada. So I think I definitely want that one up the top, that one down the bottom, and I'm quite liking that. So now all I do is I stick it down. Now I'm using the Mono Air Tombow from Tombow, and I just really like this because it curves really nicely, it sticks really well, it's refillable. But not only that, if you have something which is not a solid piece, so not a solid piece of paper or cardstock or whatever, it won't stick to the bits that are not there. Now, what do I mean by that? That really doesn't make any sense whatsoever, Charlotte. I will tell you in a minute. The other thing about this one is that if you happen to not stick it on straight, you can always, did I just stick that down wrong? No, I didn't, good. You can always lift it up, which is really handy. So if that's not quite straight, I've actually got a little bit of time to lift that up and it's not going to wreck my paper. So that's fantastic. Right, so then I want to stick this side. Yeah, let's just make sure that I do stick the right side down. Now, someone in my last video commented that I'm using a lot more adhesive than I used to. good pickup. I certainly am, and that's because I really want to make sure that my cards are sticking down and they're not going to fall apart. My mum used to keep her cards for years and years and years, and I'm hoping that whoever I send this to might do the same. So that's it in a nutshell. Rip, stick, flip. I'm just going to grab something. So I had 2 of these, and I'm just going to show you. If I take the other one and see how there's holes in it, with some adhesives it's really hard to get into all of those gaps, whereas this one, if I just roll straight over the top, it doesn't stick in those holes. So that's what I mean when I say that it's really good for that sort of thing. And then here, it hasn't actually really stuck to that either, which is fantastic. Whereas if I use one of the older tape runners, because this has got little dots, it stops where there's no paper. Probably didn't make any more sense there. Now, what I have found is that I usually have sort of, you know, if I've got a stamp and a die like this one, I don't just stamp and die what I need. I usually stamp and die a lot more than what I need. And I have lots of bits and pieces lying around, which was the same as what I had with this. I was just cutting some bits out and I had that left over. So that is going to be fantastic for just popping on the front of a really quick card, which is what this is. But I have something else to show you before I do decorate it. And that is using the red tape that we have now. And this stuff is super, super sticky and really easy to find the end of, which I also really like. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put, and I'll bring this one over, I'm going to put some of this beautiful silver metal twine, I think is what it's called, on the front of it. Now, rather than looping it round and round and round your card, what you can do is, I'm just going to grab my, excuse my arm, grab my non-stick scissors, chop a little piece of this off. And this is super, as I said, super sticky. Just going to put it at about there. Now I'm lining it up on my Versamat so that I know from the edge it's coming 1, 2, and it's in the 3rd one. And this will make sure that it's nice and straight for me. So 1, 2, 3. Then I'm going to take this off. I just press it down and I take this off. Now I've got fingernails, but if you didn't have fingernails, really you could use the edge of your scissors. So you could pick it up with the edge of your scissors, tweezers, whatever. But I'm fortunate enough to have fingernails. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm going to take my silver thread. I love this stuff. You'll notice as I bring it off, it is very bent. I'm just going to take off as much as I want. And all you do to get those kinks out is to just press it between your fingers like so, and all of the kinks come out and you then have nice straight thread. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut this end off because I'm using my non-stick scissors. I don't want it all frayed. Stick this down on here. I will stick this down on here so it's onto the red tape. Bring it around the front, over to the back, and rather than going around and around, I'm actually just going to make a little U shape and then come back over the front. Sorry, it's just getting caught up on all my bits and pieces that are off the edge. Now, just while I'm doing this, I will let you know I did do a draw, or I'm going to do a draw. I've put everyone's name in who posted their creations from last Saturday. And so I'm going to do a draw at the end of this video. I've got a special little prize for somebody. So I'll do one more. So just again, putting that into the middle there, bringing it down through here, pressing onto that red tape, using my standard scissors, and snip that off. And there you have it. It is all stuck down. And I have some gorgeous, now you can do that with ribbon or whatever you like. You don't need to tape it all. If you just put a little bit of tape on the back of your card topper, and then you can do what you like. So I'm now going to stick that down onto the top of this one. So again, I'm just going to take my adhesive, run around here. I will go over the top of that tape. And there's so much in the craft world today that you can use to really pretty up the front of cards, which I will go through in just a moment. I'm doing it. Am I doing it that? Did I do that on the wrong side? Possibly. That's okay. I think I wanted the, did I want the dark up? That's the only issue that I have with crafting is there are so many different options. None of them are right. None of them are wrong. It's just a matter of choosing, making it look pretty. Okay. So that's what I wanted. I wanted this to be a hello card. So I've got this little high sentiment, and I was thinking of using these beauties and just, they can just go, I think, over the top of that. So what I'm going to do is I will actually pop them up onto some 3D foam tape. So again, non-stick scissors, 3D foam tape. And you can see it is, apart from trying to pick which side to put where and how to rip it, it is such a fast and easy card to make. You can put your own sentiments on whatever sentiment you like, whatever sentiment you've got really. Stick this down. Here we go. Now, if you didn't catch the start of the video, feel free to go back and watch it. Let me know if you're watching, just hashtag replay. That would be wonderful. I'm just going to stick this one flat. And again, if you want to have a go at making this card, I will do a post in this group and we may as well run another competition. Why not? Not going to guarantee I'm going to be back on next Saturday to draw a winner, but I will draw a winner because I love seeing your creations, and what better way of sharing your creations than to post it as a picture. So there you go. Really nice, simple little card. Now I can keep going with this. I can use some, one of my shimmer brushes. So this is sticking with the same color scheme. So I'm doing this kind of monochromatic. So this is Lemonade. I've used Lemonade cardstock. I'm now going to use the Lemonade shimmer brush. So give that a shake. And really quickly, if I just do this, I can put just a little bit of colour onto my flowers. Probably not supposed to be yellow, but that's okay. It's my flowers. I can do what I want. And what you may or may not see is with the shimmer brushes, they give a beautiful sparkle. So I'm not sure if you can see that, but that has got just a really pretty little sparkle to it now that it's dry. And there's my card. That one's a little bit skewed, so I'm really glad I used my Tombow because I can just lift that up and stick it back down again and make it. There we go, a bit straighter, straight enough. All right, so that is the Rip Flip Stick card, and as I said in the description, it is very, very addictive, so I'd love to know what you think of it. This one, again, I had this little plaque, and what I did was I used just a little gem. I've used some liquid pearls. I love liquid pearls. Oh my goodness, they're so much fun. This one here, I haven't put a sentiment on it yet. Sometimes you don't even need a sentiment on the front of a card. This I used, we, close to my heart, have some, let me just grab them for you. What are they called? They're bitty beads. So they're tiny little sequins. And all I did was I made a pile of liquid glass here, and then I tipped some of the bitty beads on there and I left it to dry. And that's given that a really nice raised center of the flower. Again, this one I had another plaque that I just cut out when I was doing some thin cutting. I don't know what you call that. And I had the For You stamp, so I stamped that. And then here in the center again, and it's such a shame you can't see and touch this in person, because here in the center I've actually used the black liquid pearls to give that some texture. This one here, this is a die that is still available. Now this card was interesting because what I did was I'd actually coloured this in mint and I didn't like it. So I went over the top with the black shimmer brush, and it's such a stunning, stunning, stunning shimmer brush, the black one. I also had white in the background, and I took the white away because it looked better without the white. So there's that one. This one here, this is again just the same piece of paper ripped in half, stuck down onto some pink. And then these are stickers from the sticker sheet of the whatever that paper suite is called that I can't remember off the top of my head. So that's a really quick and easy card as well. And all I've done again is I've used the red tape on the back to hold down my silver thread. This one, now this one I really do wish that you could touch and feel this one, because I've used liquid glass over the top of the word wish. This is one of the stickers from the sticker sheet, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but all of these dots, I had a moment where I just wanted to sit and put a little bit of liquid glass on all of those dots, so they are all raised. It kind of feels a bit like Braille or something. So much fun to just have a bit of a play with this. So I do hope that you have a play. Now I've got the names of those who, I'm just going to do that, names of those who posted their card from last week, which was the layered, I don't think I had a name for that card actually, the layered card, and I'm just going to pull one out. This is the prize that they are going to receive, and the winner, here we go, let's see who wins, is Rebecca. Rebecca, if you're watching, congratulations. Otherwise I will tag you in this, but congratulations, you won this prize. So this will be going out to you. Now, if anybody is interested in purchasing a pack of the samples of each of the paper suites, let me know. I did put a post up about it somewhere, so maybe find the post. They're just really, really handy dandy to have. Otherwise, have a wonderful, wonderful day, week, month, year, ladies. I will see you again soon, hopefully next Saturday, but we'll see how we go with another technique. Fingers crossed. But for now,